Pig, the Nicolas Cage. I don't know what kind of movie is this, Dave. You saw it, I didn't. So give me the breakdown.
Yeah, so Pig is a drama from Neon that just came out about 2 weeks ago. It's a bit of a thriller drama from Michael Sarnowski in his directorial debut, and stars Nicolas Cage, of course. And it's about a man who lives in a woodland cabin with a truffle pig, and he collects truffles, the mushrooms, and sells them to the restaurant industry in Portland, Oregon, of course, which he's in the surrounding woodlands. And he just kind of lives a simple, meek, solitary life with this pig. And the inciting incident, of course, is that someone steals the pig because the pig is really good at helping him find the truffles. And of course, truffles are very valuable. And Cage then goes back to society to find that pig and who took it. And his liaison to Portland society is played by Alex Wolf, who we'll talk about again in a little bit, with M. Night's Old having a bit of a moment.
Hmm.
And I think they have actually really great chemistry because this is a good performance from Cage, but it's definitely more reserved. He doesn't speak as much. It's a lot more physical performance. And Alex Wolf brings a decidedly different energy to his performance as kind of like a really confident, uh, wealthy young man who's the one like selling the truffles once he buys them off of Cage, and like their dynamic is really good. I think what's I don't want to spoil it because no one has really seen the movie, but what's really cool about Pig is that it really subverts those expectations. You keep expecting this to go full John Wick. You keep expecting Cage to just go scorched earth to find his beloved truffle pig, and it doesn't actually go that way. It actually becomes a really uh, moving character study. Like it's really personal at the end of the day and emotional. And once you learn more about Cage's character and why he went to the woods to be by himself, there's a lot of I think important character growth. And like I said, the dynamic with Alex Wolf continues to get built up throughout the movie. It's there's a really awesome dressing down of like high cuisine restaurant society as well in the film. Like, uh, completely recommended. I think it's really riveting and propulsive without actually descending into that like revenge thriller that I think people might expect it to become if they watch the trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way the trailer has looked, and I think also just kind of like the John Wick kind of parallels where
Yeah.
like a beloved pet gets taken or stolen or
Mhm.
killed in some way, and you're like, oh, now this man's gonna have to, go on a war path to get his animal back.
Mhm.
But to hear you kind of describe it, it sounds a lot more interesting and a lot more thoughtful. And I'm totally down to check this out at some point in the near future. Also, I'm glad to see Nicolas Cage getting just more and more like legit roles again. It's funny. I recently watched Moonstruck, which is one of his first films.
Mhm.
Obviously, won a lot of awards back in the day, but he just stands out in that film as like you can see why he got bagged on so much. Some of his mannerisms, some of his overacting in the film really just feel like he's in a totally different movie at times. Um, but it feels like he has just kind of like grown into this like older actor sphere really
Mhm.
gracefully, and it's nice to see him just working consistently again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He actually has been working consistently throughout the 2010s, but if you look at that, you probably don't know most of the movies. And if Fabio Asuma is just kind of financially minded, and he's just trying to get paid because he was quite lavish in his spending back at his heyday as a A-list actor. But like, I feel like there's always been stuff that pops up, right? Like he had a lot of like notable like horror and like alternative horror roles lately, like Mandy and Color Out of Space And there was just this movie at Sundance 2021 called Prisoners of the Ghostland, which doesn't have a release date yet, which actually might be a little more John Wick. Apparently, it's this really crazy like action film, from what I understand. But I think Pig is gonna, yeah, give him some more chances again, because he had been working and like I think being effective at that kind of stuff. But to see this, it's like now like there Cage could totally bring it again. It seems to, as an older actor. So that'd be really fun. It's actually been cool to listen to Alex Wolf, as he did press for Old, talk about his relationship and genuine friendship that he's made with Cage after working
That's
with him too.
yeah, he seems like a up and coming actor who's very thoughtful as well.
Hmm.
Alex Wolf, and I have to say, I mean, I'll talk about him in a second with Old, but um, feels like he's on a good trajectory for his own career as well. So
Yeah.
definitely, definitely interested to check out Pig. Definitely interested to see more from both of these talented actors.